Morimoto HD low beam relay harness is designed for reliable power delivery to your HID ballasts and easy connectivity. There's only 6 connections on the entire harness, and what we're going to do here is just go over those connections so that when it's time to put it together under the hood, there's no doubt about it. Now, first of all the connections are labeled, so if you can read, this really shouldn't be pretty self-explanatory. However, we'll give you a little, couple extra tips along the way that should help you get this set up and have to basically avoid any troubleshooting that you might have to do from there. So the very first connection is the OEM input, and on the harnesses, depending on what size you have, you might just have the harness that's like this, or you might have an adapter in there that's going to take it and connect to your factory size, like an H11 or H1, for example. So the OEM input is actually going to go to the output from your car, which used to plug into the stock halogen light bulb. What that's going to do is when you turn the headlights on in the car, it's going to receive that signal from the car and turn on the relays. The relays are going to draw power from the battery and send it out to the ballast. So again, that's the OEM input. You're only going to want to do this on one side. There's only one of these on the entire harness, and generally speaking, you connect it to the side that's closer to the car battery, just because of the way that all of the wires are spaced out on the harness. You want to do this on the side closer to the battery. Now, from there, you have only one of these. With the fuse in line, this goes to the positive battery terminal, 12 volts. This is the input for the relays, so that when it gets hit with the OEM input, it can draw the power from the car battery, send it out through the relays to the ballast. So this just goes to the one battery terminal on the car. Now, each harness has a ground. In this particular version, there's 2 grounds, one per side. This needs to go to a solid ground. I cannot tell you how important that is. We always recommend using factory grounds if you have them available. Generally speaking, a lot of things under the hood are grounded to certain points on each side of the engine bay. If you don't have a solid or factory ground, you want to make sure that you're grounding this to metal, not plastic, not a rubber washer, not to a painted surface, solid ground. Last connection on the harness is ballast. One for each ballast, driver side and passenger side. The one that's obviously a lot longer is going to go to the side that's opposite of that input, opposite the car battery. So this will go across the engine bay. These are 9006 female outputs, very standard across the board on all of our harnesses because all of the inputs on our ballast, and most ballasts in the market, are 9006 male. So this goes to the ballast, this goes to the ballast. Other than that, you're just left with the relay pack. There's 2 relays, one per side. One does the driver's side, the other one does the passenger side. There's nothing that you really need to connect here. This does not necessarily need to be grounded, but what you do need to know is that this needs to be mounted so that when it's under the hood, the wires exit from the bottom. If you do that, no moisture will ever enter these relays, and they should never fail. If you mount it sideways or upside down especially, water can come down these wires, seep past the rubber seals, and leak into the relays, causing a headlight to go out. So again, with the relays, just make sure that you mount it vertically and you'll be fine.